The date is March 5th, 2013, and this is Daily D&D. Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining me on this day of D&D. Today we're going to be talking about some of the tools that I bring to the table as a DM. The first thing that I bring to the table is the thoughts and memories that I've had. Because I really can't go anywhere without them. But I always have my head with me, and so I think about the campaign that I want to do. Once again, I can't give any spoilers because my sister is still in the next room, like she pretty much always is. Whenever I have time to record, I'll try and have some good time where people actually have to watch my videos to learn about what's going on, instead of just giving spoilers away to people in the next room. But I always have my head with me, and I think about the campaign that I want to do. I'm doing a little bit of a satire of something. And so if people can know the original, they might be able to see some of the satire. But I still have to think about the original stuff and figure out exactly what little twists I want to make to it, to make it different enough that people still aren't really able to tell what it is, and yet similar enough that I know and I can draw inspiration from it. And so, that's a lot of work, and I do a lot of thinking about it. I think of extremely, just random thoughts while I'm working. I have a fairly physical job most of the time, and so my mind is able to wander free and float around in the aether. And so, I'm able to come up with some pretty random stuff. And I've got a couple of very fun stuff that I'm going to be able to do this week, provided we have enough people there, and we start on time, and all of that. I might actually have to come up with a backup plan in case some people don't show up. More on that later. And so I come up with plans, and I don't write anything down. I don't script anything out, or at least I try not to. I can't help myself but run through my head and try and figure out exactly how I want everything to go. But I know that that's not going to happen, so I don't ever write any of that down. I might jot down a couple of notes on how I might want to spell a name, or the basic concept that I want, or if I've got a little bit of kitschy rules that I'm going to do for a magical item that I'm going to hand out. Then, I'll write those down. That way I know what they are, and so when the players need to, or when the players try to break those rules, I'll know what they are and why that doesn't work. The second thing that I bring, do I have them with me right now? No, of course I do not, because that would be useful, is I have a bunch of note cards. And I really don't use them. Most of my note-taking that I do is the process of writing things down. Makes things stick in my head more than reading them back again. And so I have a bunch of note cards that I've written through where I have written people's names, a couple of magical items that they have, a couple of lore points, a couple of things that I might want to interact with them with. We don't have a lot. We're just, as a group, starting to get into solid lore, where our party isn't breaking up at the end of each adventure. And that's an interesting new bold ground that we are the only group that I know of that I've ever heard of, who has to worry that we're going into this new ground that is extremely old ground for everybody else. It makes things very weird. I haven't made a new character in months, and that's very freaky. But, it's one thing that we do. And so I have these note cards, so that as we develop more lore, I can write it down, and by the act of writing, remember. I also bring my laptop, which I can't hold in front of you because I'm recording myself on it in front of me. And with my laptop, depending on exactly what I'm doing, there are a couple of tabs I open up in my web browser. First, sometimes I do some ambient music. If you guys know of a good place to get a good source of ambient music for D&D, please leave them below, because, the best thing I've come up with was a YouTube playlist that somebody made that was pretty much WoW music, and that wasn't quite what I wanted. World of Warcraft is great, but, a song would start playing, and someone's like, I killed a dragon there! And I'm like, killed the dragon where? In WoW! I'm like, oh, yeah, we're playing D&D. And so, I need a better source of ambient music. So if you come up with one, please let me know. The second tab that I have open is a random name generator. It's a list of maybe 80 to 100 just random fantasy names. And if I ever have an NPC that just randomly appears and they want to know his name, bam, I have it. It's Ethanol. No, that's not really a good name, but I can sometimes take it and change it around. And just having that list of all of these names is pretty helpful. especially when you're going onto the lazy DM. Mention it again. Method. It's a good thing to have available. The third tab that I have open is another Micheal Shea thing, and it's a list of, it's a chart, I suppose, of different levels and all the challenges that they would face. Damage rolls, easy, moderate, hard DCs, good ACs and defenses and attack bonuses of all of the monsters that you would expect to find at that level. And you can go up and down a little bit based on, and I'm, once again, horrible in combat, so I don't like using that. And it's kind of a guess, really, depending on everything. I can't just play off that chart for their level. But I try. I use it to advise and, generate basic rough numbers to let the party just walk all over. And then sometimes, depending on exactly what I'm doing, I'll have another tab open that's, to a Wikipedia page about the subject that I'm kind of basing things on. I also like to keep the Dungeons and Dragons Wizards of the Coast's compendium, so I can search up and look for, say, a trap, or a monster, or just a fact point, or a rule. I'm able to do that really quick, and that's pretty cool. And I have a membership there, and you should totally go get a membership there, because it's pretty legit to have a membership thereof. And finally, the last thing that I have open on my computer is just Notepad. Basic text editor, so that I can type things out. Type notes, copy and paste things back and forth between the web documents in an easy place. I did initiative order on it last week, or the last time I DM'd, and that was pretty easy because I could easily copy and paste and reorder the entire list and get it prepared to accept their initiative instead of just writing stuff down on a piece of paper and then having to scribble it out. And that's another thing with those note cards, is when you have these note cards, don't bother with pencil. You can write in pen, and you can scribble things out, because it's a small piece of paper about that big, and you don't feel bad about throwing it away. You can just do it. And so use those note cards, just scribble all over them. Yeah, we also do have our, they're not mine, though I might have one somewhere, but it's a battle mat that uses a special erasable marker. So that we do that for, and I've been doing that for a lot of my, mappage. Though this week I have these large post-it note things that have 1-inch grids on them, and I'll probably draw up one of those for this week or next week, or it really depends on when that combat happens. I've got something that's more scripted than a lot of the stuff that I've been doing recently. But the cool thing about the writable mats is that, you guys are in a room. I draw out a room, and I can just, really quickly come up with the basics elements of the room, and so they look down at this abstract of what it is. And, there's do I have any available? No, I don't, because of course I don't have things in reach. Yes, I do. Bam! There are totally, that's not what I was looking for. Never mind. There are totally, like, the mats that you can pull out that are poster maps. And, they have, dual-sided and a lot of stuff on the sides. And those are kind of cool, but you need to have a good library of them and know which ones that you want to be able to use and write your stories around them. I prefer to use the abstract of, having nothing there and let the imagination fill it in. We also have a standard D&D supply of dice and miniatures and tokens and a lot of stuff. We've been playing on that table for I've been playing there for 2.5 years. So there's a lot of stuff going on there that I don't even remember anymore because it's just so built in. But it is really cool and really fun to play D&D. If you guys have any questions of any of the tools that I bring to my table when I game, please let me know. Leave me notes down in the comments below. And hey, while you're down there, tell me how good I did, and if you have any questions for me, please leave those too. There's also a like button somewhere down there, and that'd be cool if you could give me a thumbs up, because then I know that you paid attention and you liked my video, and that's always cool. And hey, there's a subscribe button down there too. And if you like getting a daily dose of D&D, you can totally click on that, and I'll come to your YouTube subscription box every week. I don't have anything special this week. It's just every week. Not every week, every day. Wow! It's every week that I game, every day that I do daily D&D. I need to do this more often, which is what the Mad Max March Madness is going on. And that's me grinding, doing 2 videos and a comic every day. Links to the other video and the comic are down below. My name is Micheal. This has been Daily D&D. You guys stay online, and I will see you next time.